I know what you're thinking. This looks goofy as hell. Let me tell you something. It's not just because it looks goofy that I'm wearing it. It's because it serves a purpose. The most important item in the first Berserker Khazan is actually a jar. Or actually jars. Because yes, my friends, you have multiple versions of those jars. And today, I will tell you why it is absolutely mandatory that you get your hands on those jars. Because if you don't, you're going to miss out on some big, very big. I forgot what I was going with it, but you get the gist. You're going to be missing out on something big. How do you get your hands on those jars? Well, it takes multiple steps, and I gotta be honest with you, by the time you are able to get the best versions of those jars, you'll be halfway to 70% done with the main game. So yeah, it's a long process, so I suggest you start the moment you get the quest. So the quest is given by either the merchant or Tristan over here. They will tell you that there is someone looking for you. When you hear that, you need to rush ASAP to the other side here where you take the, when you choose your missions, where you choose the location you want to go to. You want to interact with this tombstone over here, and then you want to go to Frog Village, I think, yeah, and then go for the Jar Enthusiast mission. Right now I'm on New Game Plus, which is why it's recommended level 150, but usually it's a pretty simple mission. You just go there and you talk to the guy, the Jar Enthusiast, and you accept the mission, which is to retrieve those very cute kodamas. I mean, they call jarlings, but I call them kojamas because, well, they look like kodamas, but prettier. So accept the quest, and you need to find all 6 jars, and boom, the mission is done.
Remember, there are 6 jars you need to find.
I just said that. Anyway, so you need to find those jars, and usually what you can do to help you is to either turn off the music for the game and just listen to those tingling. Sometimes your controller will vibrate too when you are very close to a jar, and you just need to keep breaking stuff until you find them. I would also suggest getting the Coward's Lantern right now as opposed to later, because it's going to make your life easier, especially when you're looking for those jarlings for the quest. When the quest is done, the Jar Enthusiast will disappear and go back to the crevice, which is where you can fight him next. When you return to the crevice, the Jar Enthusiast can be found on top of those stairs, and there he will give you another quest, which is to find every single jarling scattered across the world. The reason why I highly recommend taking this quest the moment it is available is because those jarling will, well, spawn across the world. I believe you find 1 jarling per main and bonus mission, up to 44. And also you need at least 32 to get the best jar. Depending on your build, depending on the weapon you're using, you want to select 1 jar and 1 jar only for what you're trying to do. For example, you can see here that you have different jars available, all of them looking goofier and goofier until you get the absolute goofiest. Oh my god, the fact that this is in the game as serious as Khazan, I love that. But hey, you have, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You have 15 jars to unlock in this game. But you don't have to unlock them all, because I gotta be honest with you, that Jar Enthusiast might be money enthusiast, because holy, check out those prices. But robbery aside, you absolutely need to get your hands on those jars. So what exactly do these jars do for you, and why do I think it's the most important item in the game? Well, provided you have collected 32 of those jars, you can get your hands on 1 jar, which can reduce the set item requirement for your gear. What does that mean? Well, if you played Rise of the Ronin, you already know that this is an amazing tool to have at your disposal when making builds, but what it does is to reduce by 1 your set bonus requirement. Basically, as long as I have this specific jar equipped, instead of having to get 5 pieces of one gear set just to have the last benefit, I can go for 4. If I was looking for 6 pieces, now I can go for 5. And you have to keep in mind that this specific jar and all those above it give you extra stats, whether it's proficiency, willpower, or strength. And depending on the build you're using, whether it's a build using dual wield, greatsword, or the spear, you get to go with whatever scales with the weapon you're using. So if I'm using the spear, I'm going for the jar, which gives me extra proficiency, for example, and you can later change those random attributes to something which better suits the build you're trying to make. So this is a game changer. And also, I think the best way to use the jar is by equipping one piece of a random armor set and just benefit from the very first one, because remember, you do not have to get 2 pieces to get the very first set bonus. You only need to equip one. This is why if you look at my build, I'm wearing multiple pieces of different armor sets, because I don't need the full set, I only need that one thing. So this is the best way to use the jar. It allows you to only get one gear and benefit from that one thing, so what that one build you're trying to make. So guys, whenever you can, you need to get your hands on those jars. However, full disclaimer, the reason why I didn't collect every single jar in the game is because, well, when you get all 44 of them, you will no longer be able to access the shop when talking to the jar enthusiast. I do not know why this is happening right now, and my guess when it comes to why they haven't addressed this bug yet is because the game is still pretty new, and I think not many people may have been able to collect all 44 jars. So keep in mind that this bug might prevent you from getting any further jar. My advice is to make a backup save before you collect the very last one, get the trophy, and then revert to when you still had 43 jars. As of right now, this is the only workaround until they address the issue and allow you to get your hands on the other jars and while talking to the jar enthusiast. There you have it, the most important item in the first Berserker Khazan. I do have a question though before I leave. Would you have used the jars if it wasn't for that crazy attribute allowing you to reduce the set bonus requirement? My answer is yes, but I would like to know about yours. And also stay tuned, drop a like, subscribe, because I do have some crazy ideas when it comes to builds in this game. And yes, I'm in love with this game. I think it's crazy good and I can't stop playing it. I'll see you soon. Get those jars. Only 43 of them, please. don't make your game bugged or something, please.